Question. When the foot brake is pressed, which light must come on? Option number 1, brake light. Option number 2, fog light. Option number 3, headlight. Option number 4, interior light. The answer is option number 1, brake light. Question. If you knowingly make a false statement in an application for a driver license or identification card, can you be fined and placed in prison upon conviction? Option number 1, yes. Penalties up to a maximum fine of $2,000 and imprisonment up to 2 years. Option number 2, yes. Penalties up to a maximum fine of $3,000 and imprisonment up to 3 years. Option number 3, yes. Penalties up to a maximum fine of $4,000 and imprisonment up to 4 years. Option number 4, yes. Penalties up to a maximum fine of $5,000 and imprisonment up to 5 years. The answer is option number 4. Yes, penalties up to a maximum fine of $5,000 and imprisonment up to 5 years. Question. What is the maximum speed limit in a residential area if there is no speed limit sign? Option number 1, 25 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 2, 30 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 3, 35 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 4, 40 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. The answer is option number 2, 30 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Note: speed limit signs tell you the maximum safe speed in ideal conditions. Speed limits in Florida vary from 30 miles per hour in residential areas unless otherwise posted to 70 miles per hour on many parts of the Florida Turnpike and I-95. Question. Can a person temporarily operate a farm tractor on the highway without a driver license? Option number 1, yes. Option number 2, no. The answer is option number 1, yes. Note: persons who drive only vehicles like farm tractors or road machines temporarily on highway may drive without a license. A licensed driver who lives in another state and travels regularly between his home and work in Florida. Question. Which way should you turn your front wheels when parking facing uphill where there is a curb? Option number 1, turn your front wheels towards the curb. Option number 2, turn the front wheels away from the curb. Option number 3, always turn your front wheels to the right. Option number 4, none of the above. The answer is option number 2, turn the front wheels away from the curb. Note: when headed uphill at a curb, turn the front wheels away from the curb and let your vehicle roll backwards slowly until the rear part of the front wheel rests against the curb, using it as a block. Question. Can you proceed with caution when you approach a flashing yellow light? Option number 1, yes. A flashing yellow light means you may move forward with caution. Option number 2, no. A flashing yellow light means you may not move forward. Option number 3, yes. A flashing yellow light means you may move forward but you need to hurry. Option number 4, no. A flashing yellow light means you should stop. The answer is option number 1, yes. A flashing yellow light means you may move forward with caution. Note: if you are approaching an intersection controlled by a flashing yellow light, slow down and proceed with caution. A flashing yellow light means you may move forward with caution. It is used at or just before dangerous intersections or to alert you to warn signs such as a school crossing or sharp curve. Question. What are the penalties for littering? Option number 1, fine. Option number 2, jail. Option number 3, both of these. Option number 4, none of these. The answer is option number 3, both of these. Note: littering is a crime. People who throw trash on public streets and highways can be fined up to $500 or jailed up to 60 days. You can be charged with first degree misdemeanor and fined up to $1,000 if dumping more than 15 pounds of trash. Question: what is the maximum speed limit for passenger cars on a two-lane highway during the daytime? Option number 1: 45 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 2: 55 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 3: 65 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 4: 75 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. The answer is option number 2: 55 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Note: the 55 miles per hour maximum speed limit is still in effect in Florida except where otherwise posted. Speed limits are 70 miles per hour on some rural interstate highways. Speed limits may be changed on other multi-lane highways and in areas where the conditions require lower speeds. Drivers should not assume because the area appears to be a particular urban, municipality, business, or highway area that the speed is the standard or expected speed zone. Observe and obey the posted speed signs as there may be frequent changes from area to area along the selected roads or highways. Question: what should you do if you drive past the exit on an interstate highway where you wanted to get off? Option number 1: roll down your window and ask the driver next to you for help. Option number 2: stop in any lane of the highway. Option number 3: get off at the next exit and come back to the exit you missed. Option number 4: turn around or back up. The answer is option number 3: get off at the next exit and come back to the exit you missed. Note: most freeway exits have a special lane for you to use before you reach the exit ramp. Avoid slowing down on the freeway itself. Wait until you are in the deceleration lane, then slow gradually until your speed matches the posted exit ramp speed. If you miss the exit ramp, never turn around or back up. Go to the next exit, get back on the freeway in the opposite direction and return to the exit you want. Question: if you fail to answer a traffic summons, would you be able to renew your license? Option number 1: yes. Option number 2: no. The answer is option number 2: no. Note: if you fail to answer a traffic summons, the license would be revoked. Question: what is the proper way to use anti-lock brakes in an emergency situation? Option number 1: drivers with ABS need to press down softly on the brake pedal once. Option number 2: use ABS same as normal braking system. Option number 3: drivers with ABS should avoid pressing brake pedal. Option number 4: drivers with ABS need to press down hard on brake pedal, hold it and steer out of danger. The answer is option number 4. Drivers with ABS need to press down hard on the brake pedal, hold it and steer out of danger. Note: anti-lock brakes prevent skidding and allow drivers to steer during an emergency braking situation. ABS can help improve vehicle stability, steering ability, and stopping capability. Many drivers learn the correct way to stop in an emergency situation where traction is lost and the vehicle slides is by pumping the brakes. While this is correct with conventional brakes, with ABS it is different. Drivers with ABS need to press down hard on the brake pedal, hold it and steer out of danger. In an emergency situation, the ABS automatically pumps the brakes at a faster rate than the driver could. Drivers should be aware that removing steady pressure from the brake pedal or pumping the brakes will disengage or turn off the ABS. Question: what does a green arrow showing at the same time as a red traffic light mean you can do? Option number 1. A green arrow pointing right or left means you may make a turn in the direction of the arrow. If the red light is burning at the same time, you must stop and you must yield the right of way to vehicles and pedestrians within the intersection. Option number 2. A green arrow pointing right or left means you may make a turn in the direction of the arrow If the red light is burning at the same time, you must be in the proper lane for such a turn and you must yield the right of way to vehicles and pedestrians within the intersection. Option number 3. Whatever the green arrow shows, always follow the red light. Option number 4. Whatever the red light shows, always follow the green arrow. The answer is option number 2. A green arrow pointing right or left means you may make a turn in the direction of the arrow. If the red light is burning at the same time, you must be in the proper lane for such a turn and you must yield the right of way to vehicles and pedestrians within the intersection. Question. Can you park your car on a sidewalk within an intersection or a crosswalk? Option number 1. No. Option number 2. Yes. The answer is option number 1. No. Note. Where parking is not allowed, where no parking sign is posted. On the roadway side of another parked vehicle, double parking. On crosswalks. On sidewalks. In front of driveways. By curbs painted yellow or where no parking signs are posted. Within intersections. Within 15 feet of a fire hydrant. Within 20 feet of an intersection. Within 20 feet of the entrance to a fire, ambulance or rescue squad station. Within 50 feet of a railroad crossing. On the hard surface of a highway where parking spaces are not marked. On any bridge or overpass or in any tunnel. Within 30 feet of a rural mailbox on a state highway between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Within 30 feet of any flashing signal, stop sign or traffic signal. In such a way that you block or create a hazard for other vehicles. Question. Things to keep in mind when approaching in any intersection or driveway. Option number 1. Look both ways and be ready to brake or stop. Option number 2. Drive at the slowest speed just before entering the intersection, not while crossing. Option number 3. Do not pass or change lanes. Option number 4. Be aware of vehicles behind you. Option number 5. All of the above. The answer is option number 5. All of the above. Note. More crashes happen at intersections than any other place. Be very careful when approaching any intersection or driveway. Look both ways and be ready to brake or stop. Drive at the slowest speed just before entering the intersection, not while crossing. Do not pass or change lanes. Be aware of vehicles behind you. If you are stopped, look for bicyclists and pedestrians who may be crossing the intersection from either direction. Question. What rights and duties do riders of bicycles and mopeds have? Option number 1. Same rights and duties as pedestrians. Option number 2. Same rights and duties as motor vehicle drivers. Option number 3. Different rights and duties as motor vehicle drivers. Option number 4. None of the above. The answer is option number 2. Same rights and duties as motor vehicle drivers. Question. What is the maximum speed limit for passenger cars on a two-lane highway during the daytime? Option number 1. 75 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 2. 65 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 3. 45 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Option number 4. 55 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. The answer is option number 4. 55 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Note. The 55 miles per hour maximum speed limit is still in effect in Florida except where otherwise posted. Speed limits are 70 miles per hour on some rural interstate highways. Speed limits may be changed on other multi-lane highways. Drivers should not assume because the area appears to be rural, the limit is 70 miles per hour. Question. Are motor scooters whose engines have less than 150 cubic centimeter displacement allowed to be driven on an expressway? Option number 1. Yes. Option number 2, no. The answer is option number 2, no. Note: pedestrians, hitchhikers, bicycles, animal-drawn vehicles, or motor-driven cycles and motor scooters with 150 cubic centimeter displacement or less are not allowed on expressways. Question: may you drive with just your parking lights on in place of your headlights? Option number 1, yes. Option number 2, no. The answer is option number 2, no. Note: parking lights must be used at night on any vehicle parked on a roadway or shoulder outside of cities and towns. Vehicles should be centered inside the space with no part of the vehicle extending out into the traffic lane. Driving with parking lights only in place of headlights is against the law. Question: to what ages does the Child Restraint Law apply? Option number 1, 3 years of age. Option number 2, 4 years of age. Option number 3, 5 years of age. Option number 4, 6 years of age. The answer is option number 3, 5 years of age. Note: Florida law requires children aged 5 and under to be secured properly in a crash-tested, federally approved child restraint device. Children ages 0 to 3 must be in child restraint devices of a separate carrier or a vehicle manufacturer's integrated child seat. Question: when approaching another vehicle from the rear at night, within how many feet must you dim your bright headlights? Option number 1, 200 feet. Option number 2, 300 feet. Option number 3, 400 feet. Option number 4, 500 feet. The answer is option number 4, 500 feet. Note: if you are behind other vehicles, use your low beams when you are within 300 feet of the vehicle ahead. Question: where do you usually find ill right-of-way signs posted? Option number 1, ill signs are usually placed on auxiliary roads. Option number 2, ill signs are usually placed on major roads. Option number 3, ill signs are usually placed where auxiliary roads lead into major roads. Option number 4, you can find it at any crossing. The answer is option number 3. Ill signs are usually placed where auxiliary roads lead into major roads. Note: slow down and give vehicles crossing your path the right of way. If the way is clear, you may move forward slowly without stopping. Ill signs are usually placed where auxiliary roads lead into major roads. Question: when a crash results in property damages of any amount, must the driver notify the Florida Highway Patrol, the Sheriff's Department, or the City Police Department? Option number 1, yes. Option number 2, no. The answer is option number 1, yes. Note: Section 316.065 Florida statutes requires the driver of a vehicle involved in a crash involving injury or death to a person or at least $500 estimated vehicle or property damage to immediately contact local law enforcement. If the crash causes injury, death, or property damage, it must be reported. Call the local police, the Florida Highway Patrol, or the county sheriff's office. Question: after a full stop at a red traffic light, may a driver turn right if the way is clear? Option number 1, turn right as quickly as possible before another vehicle approaches. Option number 2, at most intersections after stopping you may turn right on red if the way is clear. Option number 3, you can turn right at any moment. Option number 4, the driver should not stop anywhere and should continue to turn right. The answer is option number 2. At most intersections after stopping, you may turn right on red if the way is clear. Note: come to a complete stop at the marked stop line or before moving into the crosswalk or intersection. After stopping, you may turn right on red at the most intersections if the way is clear. Some intersections display a no turn on red sign which you must obey. Left turns on red from one-way street into a one-way street are also allowed. Question: what is the maximum speed limit in a residential area if there is no speed limit sign? Option number 1, 15 miles per hour. Option number 2, 20 miles per hour. Option number 3, 25 miles per hour. Option number 4, 30 miles per hour. The answer is option number 4, 30 miles per hour. Note: some residential areas have posted speed limits from 15 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour, but when it comes to no sign being posted, the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. Question: who could be charged with a violation if a 14-year-old front seat passenger is not wearing a seat belt? Option number 1, the passengers. Option number 2, the driver. Option number 3, the insurance provider of the vehicle. Option number 4, the vehicle owner. The answer is option number 2, the driver. Note: drivers and passengers 18 or older can be cited if they or any passenger under the age of 18 are not properly strapped in. Drivers will be charged with a seatbelt violation if any passenger under the age of 18 is not restrained with a seatbelt or child restraint device. Question: what does a solid yellow line to the right of the center line of the highway mean? A solid yellow line to the right of a broken yellow center line means passing or crossing is prohibited in that lane except when turning left. If the broken line is closer to you, you can cross the broken line only to pass another vehicle and only when it is safe to do so. Question: what is the proper procedure for a motorist when a bicyclist is occupying too much space for you to share the lane? Option number 1, allow 2 feet of clearance when passing a bicycle. Option number 2, allow 3 feet of clearance when passing a bicycle. Option number 3, allow 4 feet of clearance when passing a bicycle. Option number 4, allow 5 feet of clearance when passing a bicycle. The answer is option number 2, allow 3 feet of clearance when passing a bicycle. Note: most travel lanes in Florida range from 10-inch to 12-inch wide, and guidance indicates that 14-inch lane is a width that allows safe sharing with most motor vehicles. Florida law requires that motorists give cyclists a minimum of 3 feet of clearance and reduce their speed. On a 2-lane road, pass a bicyclist like slow-moving vehicle and only when it is safe to do so. Question: if you lose your Florida driver license and need a replacement license, where do you apply for it? Option number 1, nearest petrol pump. Option number 2, nearest car dealer showroom. Option number 3, nearest driver license office. Option number 4, none of the above. The answer is option number 3, nearest driver license office. Note: to get a new Florida driver license or ID card in person, visit the nearest driver license office and apply for a replacement. In order to do this, you will need to make sure you have documents that prove both your identity and your residence. Question: what is the legal definition of a bicycle? Bicycle: every vehicle propelled solely by human power, having two tandem wheels, and including any device generally recognized as bicycle through equipped with two front or two rear wheels. The term does not include a scooter or similar device. In Florida, the bicycle is legally defined as a vehicle and has all of the privileges, rights, and responsibilities to utilize the roadway as a motor vehicle operator does. Bicyclists on public roads, except for expressways, have the same rights and responsibilities as drivers of motorized vehicles. Respect the right of way of bicyclists because they are entitled to share the road with other drivers. Unlike motorists, bicyclists may also operate on sidewalks, except where prohibited by local ordinance, but must yield to pedestrians on sidewalks and in crosswalks. Question: you must obtain a new license showing the new address within how many days of moving? Option number 1, 10 days. Option number 2, 20 days. Option number 3, 30 days. Option number 4, 40 days. The answer is option number 1, 10 days. Note: you must obtain a new license showing your new address within 10 days of the change.